All right, today we will be doing Windows OneShot. A little recap here for the people that have not been following or watching the replay is we've developed C# functions to do things that my PowerShell script, the Windows Toolbox, did. But this OneShot program will be a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. So whether it's your grandma using it or someone that just doesn't know anything, you could just run this executable on a fresh install, and then it will remove all the bloat. It'll take your services and make them minimal, and everything will be right with the world. No matter who uses it, you can't really mess it up. Because with the Toolbox, the one downside to using it is it's really more geared towards a more novice user, where they can check too much stuff. If they don't just go with the recommended settings on the tweaks page, they're going to end up in a bad way because they just don't know what they're doing. And that's where this would kind of fix it. And also I kind of wanted it just for a fresh install. Hopefully it becomes that polished that I can release it to more people. But right now we're just testing it as that's it. So let's get into it. What's up, drummer? How's it going, man? Well, we're going to have a fun time today. I'm hoping we get all this tests done. I think we can actually start programming this deal because we've been doing functions in, we had OpenAI program a whole bunch of it, and then we were like, okay, that sucks. Let's fix it. And I think pretty much all the functions are in. I think we can actually do the thing today. We're going to actually do the thing that makes the system awesome or breaks it, one of the two. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So that's what we got going on. Hey, Vera, reverse. Good seeing you guys in chat. We'll get into this. Oh, I think right now I'm using VS Code. Now, I will say probably for the next project when we do like a full toolbox revamp with WinUI 3, which it makes it look pretty sexy for that. We'll probably end up going to Visual Studio regular instead of Visual Studio Code. I personally like Code just because I hate a lot of the GUI that is in the other Visual Studio community, but hey, Code's okay, especially since there's not really going to be much of a GUI here. We might add something, but it might just be a, hey, pop up a box saying it's done. It depends on how long this all takes to run. So, with that said, let's see what we got. Patrick, how you doing? Sorry for the late start today. It was a little bit. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on this morning, and then I got to eating lunch, and I was like, man, I gotta get going. Gotta get going. Although I've always been kind of a little bit of a late riser. Never one of them. I'm never part of the 5 a.m. crew. I did try it for a month, by the way. And I am just not a morning person, so I would just wake up at 5 a.m., be good all until like noon, and then like my brain would leave my body, and I'd just be a zombie for like a couple hours, or I'd need to take a nap. So I'd be losing other parts of my day by waking up super early, and I was like, I know really successful people wake up at 5 a.m., but and I just couldn't be me. I'm just like, nope. Tried it. Didn't work. If I could get to bed at an earlier time, it probably could be. But inevitably, I always end up going to bed later because of family and other things rattling around in my brain. And I do some of my best work at night. Oh, okay. Figure out doing it in a Vim. Oh, man. Yeah, we got to figure out doing it in a Vim. 100%. Somebody said they said it's doable. 100% would move from VS Code to Vim. That would be amazing. And for this project, it would be perfect for it since we don't have a GUI and we don't need to look at what's happening. Let's start with the services portion. We're going to actually just bring this directly into here. This string services name. I think what we'll do is, I don't think we really need this variable at all. What I think we'll probably end up doing here, we could do like an array, but inevitably it's just kind of see a purpose. I think we can just do that. And then just repeat that line over and over and over again. The array would probably be simpler for updating it. But then again, it's like, it's such a simple one-liner to call that function. Is the array really going to do anything other than add lines of code? And at the end of the day, in my mind, if there's more lines of code doing it one way, why would you bother? Especially since this is like the main function, when you could have it less lines of code. And this kind of spells out exactly what the program's doing too. So we'll see. We'll see if I come back to regret that. Automatic startup fix. This is to undo what we're doing in this portion. So this is how we undo that. And then these keys, how do we want to do that? I think we do kind of the same thing with this. Because old value is not being used here. Let's remove it. Value data is fine, and value type is fine. But, old value would be used in this section for revert. This will definitely bloat it up. And if we could do an import of a JSON and just use what we're doing in the toolbox and make it universal, that would also work as well. Although that might get a little tricky. Yeah, Vim is amazing. It does make you feel smarter. But first, by completely taking you and breaking you over its knee and just making you feel like an idiot. But inevitably, if you hang with it, you do feel like a genius while using Vim. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Task name. All right, let's go here. Put that there. Also remove that variable. I feel like we could just take these out, streamline it. I think that's what we have to do for the most part. Because adding all these lines for each individual one is kind of a pain. I get that we could add it and import it through a JSON, but since this is a one-shot, we're not really doing much here. Where I think it'd just make more sense just to do it all in one line, something like that. I think that's just a C spell error, right? Yeah, C spells spelling. Shouldn't do C spell. Stupid VS Code. Can I turn off C spell? C spell. Spell checker preferences. Oh, there's a way to do this. One day I'll be like the Primogen. I don't know, man. I don't think I'm smart enough to be that good, especially with the Rust. That guy's, I think, been programming for like 10 years or so. But it's possible to get up to that skill level if you keep at it. And with every the knowledge being much more accessible than it was 10 years ago, I think you can learn a lot faster and a lot quicker than him. So maybe you could do it in five years if you really just dedicated at least, a solid 8 hours every day to it. But you have to be like religious about it, I'd say. Where is C? I think we could just, can we take that off? Does CPP take it off there? C sharp. Okay. Why did it do C again? Okay, great. Yeah, I think that should fix our C suggestion. So now we don't get those squiggly lines. I like it at least looking somewhat pretty. And then we got our log file path. Then we have these. This revert function, we might come back to. We'll see. I already see, Chris. I'm already ahead of the game, man. We got a split keyboard here. I use a Digma. I don't know how you say it. SDYGMA. It's amazing. But yeah, I do like the split keyboards. This one I kind of like because it doesn't try to do something crazy with like ortholinear layouts with keyboards. I like the traditional QWERTY keyboard layout mainly because I have so many different systems that I work on that I'm never just in. If I have one workstation I came to, I probably would learn ortholinear where the keys are all in a line and then reprogram my brain that way. But the fact that I'm always on a different system, depending on it's a laptop, whether it's a desktop in here or a desktop in there, or there's so many different spots, or in my day job, we got different keyboards with that. So QWERTY just makes more sense than the ortholinear. But the split keyboard's amazing. Prof, what's up? SDDM has some sort of screensaver power management bug in it. Have to use chaotic AUR's Git on Arch Garuda. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Garuda. I like the look of Garuda, but inevitably everyone that stays on Garuda for any period of time usually comes back and says, it's broken. I think that happened to, I think it was in the Luke challenge. Luke did Garuda, maybe. I know Linus ended up on Manjaro. Oh, you just trying a bunch of VMs? Well, yeah, VMs aren't really a great descriptor of what's going on. Oh, I got you. Yeah, VMs sometimes have bugs that bare metal doesn't. And that's just how you set them up, especially Linux desktop. So for this, we will actually pull in one more file. And we're going to go over to the Win utility. We're going to pull in some of this. We're not going to pull in everything, though. The big thing about this guy, we're going to pull in the tweaks JSON, is we're going to look at each one of these and say, do we really want to pull this tweak in? Enable activity feed. Most people will not want the activity feed. So, at least I wouldn't. And eventually I'm going to run this mainly for me. So for activity feed, we'll stay here. Let's close these CS files. I don't think we're going to need to come to them. Before we get too crazy, let's make sure our syntax is all right. We're going to take these guys. Debloat apps is already built in, but I want to just run them all just to see if we have any errors. We shouldn't, though. What's up, Pop? Let's come into GitHub, WinOneShot. And if we look at WinOneShot, we'll go into my project. We're going to go .NET run, and we shouldn't run into any errors, but we did. Win Microsoft UI XAML NuGet package requires target platform. Ooh, where is this UI XAML declaration? Did I have something in there? Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Here we go. I think it was under, was it delete file? Let's see. Nope. System.io. Nope. Registry. I don't see it anywhere. Was it in the main program CS? Huh. Let's do a global search and go XAML. Where is that? I think it's probably in the CS include. It's not in any of our class objects, so we could successfully remove that, but I bet you it's right here. And there's that guy. We're just going to remove that guy. We have PowerShell, Task Scheduler, Management, Automation Forms, and we don't even need System Forms, I don't think. I might leave it in there and see if we can't get it. Let's see if we have a compile error with this. Should go through. Let's see. Warnings are okay. It's going through and stripping out any apps that it finds. This is the debloat portion. It already set the services and registry done. This is kind of an extensive list. And then changing registry value. And then finally clearing out the start menu so nothing gets pinned. Perfect. Awesome sauce. I think that's a really good start. So now our base is done. We can start importing our JSON. Jason. All right. Let's go. Activity feed. This is going to be all tweaks. Anybody in chat use the activity feed in Windows? That is the question. I feel like that's not widely used, or at least it shouldn't be widely used. Let's see. So this right here is the pinning, unpin menu, start registry. So this is enabled activity feed 1. FinD, prof? I don't know. FinD for AI? There's so much AI crap out there right now. It's like everyone's vying for it. It reminds me of when cryptocurrency was blowing up a year or two ago. Everyone's like, blockchain this, blockchain that. NFTs. AI search engine for developers. Yeah. I might have to come back to that and ask it anything. All right. We'll give it a whirl here. Next time we have a question. Is activity feed needed? Enable activity feed, Windows, registry. Let's just make sure. I'm going to go through each one of these just to make sure we don't have anything. This is mainly Windows 10, it looks like. Activity shell disable cloud sync. I feel like activity sync is probably... I think I might leave this one enabled. I'm going to leave it as the default value though, just because if someone does run my toolbox and then they make an incorrect setting, I want this OneShot to fix that incorrect setting as well. It's not quite the same thing as Windows notifications, although Windows notification relies on it. So why I say leave it enabled is it might break notifications. And while I would be happy with that, most people would not. So that's our first one. The next one's going to be publish user activities. Going to be the same HKLM software thing. Should be pretty easy. D-word. We're not going to publish user activities. People do not like that. So this is going to be like a halfway between the two. So we're going to take this line. Let's just go. Oh, geez. This would... You know what? We're going to go Vim. We're going Vim. You guys started it at the stream. You mentioned it. It's just been in my mind ever since. Yes. Give me the Vim hotness. Yes. Install it. Let's go number 1, C# LS. I'm just gonna grab the language server for this. I think that's fine. Maybe do an update. Can we just do a mass update? Yeah. Shift U for mass update. Cool. That seems good. Ah, so much better. There we go. All right, and then this one, we will switch out to this guy. Oh, nope, I guess I didn't copy that. The next guy will be tweaks JSON. Do I tab between them? Yeah, I don't mind. We'll we'll do some sacrilege here. We're gonna be using Vim and and this as well. Publish user activities. We're gonna replace this value with 0. All right, next up, yank this line, paste it. What's next on our agenda for tweaks? Upload user activities. That's gonna be a big negative. Let's just come over here. Upload user activities is a 0. Same key. Okay, I need to stop clicking that. I'll get in the groove here in a second. And now we move on to tweaks hibernation. HKLM. This is a system current control set. Hibernate enabled. I think we're going to disable hibernate because I don't think anybody should have hibernation enabled. Does anybody in chat use hibernation in Windows? If so, please stop. But just as a show of hands, I'm not judging. Just saying. Probably shouldn't use hibernation. Let me get a water. Oh, you need it for a laptop. I would if I could. My BIOS doesn't support it. Well, hibernation, what it does is it copies the memory to your disk, and then it puts the system to sleep and basically turns off your whole thing. And then when it powers back up, it grabs that hibernation file and loads it in. I can see the use case in laptops, I guess, for those people that don't want to shut all the way down. But inevitably, I don't really like it. I guess we can... Since people do use it, we're not going to change it. Yeah, it's kind of broken. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't really want to mess with hibernation, even though myself, I would turn it off. If you want to know how to do that, what you can do from PowerShell or command prompt, though, you can just do a power CFG, and I believe it is H off. And what that does, that basic command, and if you look, that command right there will turn off hibernation on your system. So it's a good command just to have in your mind. So if you do run it on a system, and you're like, ooh, you know what? I need that. Or I need to turn hibernation off, and you don't want to be having like if you have like a 32 gigs of memory, you're going to have a 32 gig file just sucking up space on your drive. That's why you turn hibernation off. And since I'm cheap and I don't invest in like really large NVMe drives, most of my NVMe drives are like 250 gigs. You know now why I usually turn off hibernation, because I'm kind of obsessed about storage. Okay, so that's it. Show hibernate option. We're not going to change anything here. Home group listener under services. This is just, nobody should ever use home group. It is hot garbage. Always has been, always will be. Microsoft just hasn't deleted it yet. They will delete it though. It is nasty. And it doesn't even work half the time too. Trust me, I've tried to set it up a bunch of different ways. Windows 7, Windows 10, all of them. Just... blech. That's what home group is. There's probably some poor sad sack out there that tries to use home group, but you're better off just disabling it and saying, no, don't do that. So we have that going. We will grab this guy. And where... oh, home group is actually a service. I'm gonna just close this. I keep opening it anyways. We're gonna just simplify. Let's close Discord. All right, we're just gonna leave chat open. Bam. Yeah, it's gonna be my new Win utility, meant for any user. But really, I want to just have an executable that I just run on a fresh install and then just go. With that fresh install, it should be great. Yeah, I love some Nordic Vim. I just like Nordic in general, to be honest with the theme. Love it. All right, services. Let's take this. And then if we look, we're going to grab this home group listener and paste that here. We're going to yank, paste this here. Grab one more service, home group provider. So this one is a non-negotiable. It has to be disabled, as no one should ever use it. So moving on, let's go on to the next tweak. Next tweak's gonna be location tweak. Ooh, does anybody use maps, the built-in maps in Windows? Please, chat. Please nobody say yes to this. No. Nope. No. All right. Thank goodness. Good. Faith in humanity is restored. Thank you. I think just my chat's just a little bit smarter than the average bear. Good. Location service is getting shut off. Oh, good. Yeah. I've had somebody submit a couple issues on that, and I'm just like, you do that? Like, on purpose? So, all right, we're going to go software, Microsoft Windows current version. I think that's close to what we're using over here. Software, might just make this a wee bit smaller. Ooh, maybe not. Man, if I had two monitors, this would be great. But that's okay. Maybe I can... Let's just split it. Maybe... Do we have a split on top? I guess when we look at it... Let's just split this one and go tweaks down here. Yeah, this is brutal working with a 1080p screen, but I want people to actually see what I'm working on. And next up, let's grab tweaks here. We're gonna put this in lower quadrant. That's fine. And then kill our PowerShell because we're not running anything there. All right, I feel like this is a good setup. Now, not so bad. Not so awful. All right, software, Microsoft. These are policies. Software, Microsoft, Windows, current version. And what? Compatibility Access Manager. Capability Access Manager. Or open both inside of Vim. Yeah. Yeah, that would work too. I'm trying to think of how to split it in Vim. I haven't set that up yet. Maybe. Can we? Oh, I don't know. Let me think on that for a second. Consent store. Did you guys give your consent for Microsoft to just use this location? I'm gonna say probably not. Location, consent store, location, and then the value is gonna be, oops, value. Something along those lines. Is this a D word? This is a string, actually. So this should be string. Like that. V split. Okay. Let's do it. Let's split it in in Vim. All right. So let's go V split. Ooh, no. Undo. All right, now you're gonna see my. Okay, let's just close this, right? Oh no, let's quit that, and then let's go H split. How do you do horizontal splits? Split. No. All right, guessed that bit. Now let's come down here. How do I split between the splits? I think it's like leader W. No, that's word. What was it? Leader tab? No, that's just a tab. Guessing my Vim config for Windows is fun. You know, how to quit Vim's always a fun one. Shift ZZ is always my favorite, or Shift ZQ. Actually, I ran into a Vim guy the other day. He's like, that's sacrilege. You shouldn't use that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's so quick. Why wouldn't you use that? All right, well, let's just take this and I think it was leader FJ. No, let's queue this. Ah, no. All right, let's go. Don't need a macro. I'm trying to think of I think it was leader FP. WinOneShot, but that's not here. Let's go over here. Uno momento as I set up my Vim. I want to look super cool here. So far, not so much. What was it? Leader... Leader F? No. Well, actually, I think it was just F. We could do it in... No. 1 second. Let's just come over here. I got an idea. Not WinOneShot. WinUtil. Okay. What if we do this, and then we come back into here, quit. Ah, stop. Keep forgetting. This is the brutal Vim learning experience for you. It's just like remembering some of the stuff I use. I don't use splits very often, as you guys see, as usually if I'm offline, I'll be working on multiple tabs or multiple screens. Vim is more shadow. It's why you'd use Vim is mainly just for fast access. Like when you go into the keys and the strokes, once you get those hotkeys down, your efficiency goes far beyond what like VS Code could provide. But you got to get there first. And I don't think I'm quite there. Let's just quit that. I think I can navigate this way. Yeah. We're gonna go config. Probably, and I think Primogen has like a harpoon type tool for Vim as well. He created a plugin to make this a bit easier. I'm just trying to think which one do I need. Probably tweaks JSON. Pick window. B, please. Yes. JSON language server, please. Okay, perfect. And then leader F. Ah, perfect. And now we're back. So we already decided power is going to stay with hibernation. We already disabled home group. Now we go into this one, location, value 0. This says it's a string, but I don't think that's a string. This, I think, is wrong. let's verify that via group policy home, location, registry, Windows. No, that's not gonna net me anything. Let's just go that guy. We're gonna just find this. Turn off location services. Oh yeah, we're not cavemen. We don't need a GUI for this. Just give me the key. Yes. It is a string. And the value is deny. I was like, that doesn't look right. A 1 or a 0 should be allow and deny. So for a string, it is a string value, but the value should reside as deny, not that. So, oh, that's because I didn't change it. Yeah, it's true. Oh, GUIs are for cavemen. Jeez. Us elite users obviously use CLI. Join the master race. And I'm like slowly pecking around in here to get what I need. Too funny. And actually, that is incorrect. Correct. Does that look correct now? I think it is. It does look like it's escaping that, but I think it's okay. I don't think that's going to matter because for some odd reason it's just not detecting that. It's okay. So now we've searched that. We're good. Let's move on. So we've done location services. Sensor permission state. This is kind of an interesting one. I think we're going to leave the sensor permission state alone. It seems a little bit dicey because of how it's doing the override for the sensor. I could see that messing some people's stuff up. So let's not do that. Current control set, else. Yeah, now we're getting into... This is a service configuration. This shouldn't even be done via this method. Unless ls svc, let's look that up. We're just going to verify everything. I know this could take a bit, but this is a geolocation service, defaults in Windows 10. Startup type is manual. So this shouldn't even run technically. Oh, we are using NVim on Windows right now. Yeah, and I say, you know, do whatever makes you comfortable, too. That's the big thing, is people try and go, well, this is supposedly the best. It's more about what makes you comfortable. Not even comfortable. I'd say what makes you feel good. If you don't like programming in whatever program it is, don't use it. You should use something that makes you feel good. And this, the way this is being done with LSFC, I don't like this. We're going to take this and implement it up here. So what that looks like should be something like yanking this and putting it here. So that'll set it to manual. I think it's set to manual anyways, but I'll just double check. As stock defaults, it says startup type is manual here. So I think that'll be fine. Okay, next up. Auto update enabled for maps. Okay, this one is definitely getting put in. That is a no-brainer. So we're gonna delete to question and put in HKLM system system / maps, and is that auto update? Yank and paste. This one's going to be a D word instead of a string, value 0. D word, actually D word. Oh no, it's I did get it right. Perfect. Yeah, I can turn up the music a bit. I needed actually, I've been meaning to revamp and add to my playlist. I love this music though. Oh, where's my music controls? There you go. Original value would be for reverting these changes. There shouldn't really be a revert, because if we do it right, it should be perfect every time. Every time. It works every time. 60% of the time. No. It should work every time after we're done. Like I said, we're going to be very careful, very meticulous. Take a scalpel precision. We're going to get so precise with this. We're checking everything that goes in. And I've set these things so many times that there's no reason we should have any issues. Famous last words. All right. And this one, that's kind of a weird service name. It's quite wordy. All right. What's the next one? Diag track. Yeah, that's garbage. Actually, let's just yank this line. I think we're going to have a couple of these. I'm going to speed up as I go. It's just the initial bit. DPS. Let's look up DPS service. I'm pretty sure that's junk. Revert service, okay. Okay. Let's see what DPS is. I don't know what this website is, revertservice.com, but I kind of like it. It's really minimal. And it's there, but... Display policy service. Nope, that's not the name. Okay. What is DPS service? Diagnostic policy service. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, cool. That can go. And then we're going to also look at DMW app push service. I don't think that's really anything either. Device management, wireless application. Oh. Well, that actually might be needed for those on a laptop using, like, WAP. Get your mind out of the gutter there, chat. I already hear the comments coming in. Stop typing. No. Or those that weren't born in the 90s and know what that is. Maybe it was 2000s that song came out. Anyways. Yeah, I get asked that question a lot on my browser. I don't really care what browser I'm using, as long as it's not Edge. That's the thing. Edge is so integrated into Windows that inevitably, if you use Edge, a lot of times when you go to disable telemetry, you disable a lot of things. it can be problematic. Now, having said that, I kind of want to use Edge just so I see what people complain about when it comes to like tweaks. Because if you just want the stock Microsoft experience, you really shouldn't be switching anything. You probably just need to leave everything as stock, have all that telemetry going in the background, have all that Microsoft stuff wants you to have if you're going to use Edge. It feels like just giving Microsoft the keys and just saying, drive me to my location. Because a lot of people look at, you know, these YouTube videos where people are saying Edge is faster than Chrome. Newsflash, Edge is using the same code base as Chromium. Why do you think it launches faster? Could it be that Microsoft split off some of those services and those are constantly running on startup? Yeah, that's why. That's why it's faster. It's literally Chromium based. They didn't do any optimizations. All they did was take pieces of the browser that were taking a long time for startup and then moving those to system startup, so then it gives the appearance that it's faster. And it just boils my blood when I see those videos where people are like, use Edge. Edge is faster. It's better. I'm like, YouTubers. Scum of the earth. I know I'm a YouTuber, so I joke. Sometimes I'm got a little bit too dry of humor, but don't take it too seriously. Let's see here. I think we leave this one alone. I feel like it would mess up people's wireless a little bit, messing with the routing service with WAP. So I think we will leave this one off. All right, moving on. LFSVC we already have, which is funny because LFSVC was up here. It was actually part of this. Let's go ahead and clean up. While we're doing this, we're going to clean up the toolbox. Make it a little bit more efficient as well. So there's that. Maps broker. We're also going to take it off. That is going to be Microsoft Maps. We're going to yank it. Paste it in here. In net TCP port sharing, I don't believe that's needed as well. I think that was part of a lot of the sharing issues. Although, I feel like this is more for a security reason than an actual performance reason. So I'm gonna allow it. Same with remote access. Microsoft remote. The funny thing is, Microsoft remote access is such trash. Microsoft doesn't even use it. You call like tier 2, tier 3 tech support from Microsoft, they won't use remote assistance. They won't even use remote access. I think they use LogMeIn, a corporate version of LogMeIn. How hilarious is that? That should tell you why haven't they removed this crap? If they know themselves and they won't use it themselves, that should be a telltale sign that something that should be removed. There's so much bloat that's just garbage, from home group to remote registry is also not necessarily bad. Like, there's some use for a remote registry, but it's a huge security loophole. A lot of CVS's, or CVS like the store, CVEs have been created with remote registry as an entry point. So some of this is performance based, some of it is more tied to making the system more secure as well. Shared access, let's go ahead and take it down too. Hey, how's it going, Marie? TRK WKS service. I'm not familiar with that service. Let's look that up. Tracking client. This looks like a form of telemetry. Distributed link tracking client. Let's see what that is. And you know, there's one thing in here that you guys probably don't remember, but Black Viper had some good ones. Has it been updated in a while? Oh, Windows. Well, hopefully I can make this install of Windows a lot better after all this. We're gonna look it all up. This work is archived and no longer updated. I want to say Black Viper had some configurations. Okay, yeah. Windows service configurations. Black Viper. Windows 11. Let's see what 11 forms should be pretty good. Does anybody have a link? I hate it when you get on these forums, you gotta watch out. Sometimes people just mass post stuff that's just garbage. But occasionally, there might be a Black Viper GitHub service tweak. Someone probably picked it up. I think it was Mad Bomb, actually, last I looked. Let's see. Last year. No, these are old. Yeah, the last update was 2020. Let's see if... I'd like to... The whole idea of this is just to find someone that has kept these up to date and then documented them. It looks like everybody's this is just a copy of it. This is a little bit better. This is a service tweaker by Mad Bomb. It's not so bad. Let's go to Windows 11. Let's look at a CSV. This looks like it's just running registry entries. Don't particularly like that form of lockdown, but it's not necessarily wrong. I loved the Pixel lineup, especially like I have a 4A that I still use. That's my main daily driver, actually, is the Pixel 4A. I think the 6A or the 7... Is there a 7A now? I don't know. I kind of just hang out with that one because I don't really use my phone much. Let's look at this. So if it has a 2 next to it, that's what he's doing, is putting it to manual. Oh, these aren't alphabetized, though. That's interesting. He's putting an enhancement service to manual. Three, I think, is a full disable for TRX. If I remember right. 2 is manual. What was the... Yeah, so 1... Oh, no. 3 is automatic, so he is not changing that one. 2 is manual. 3 is automatic. 4 is auto. So 3 and 4 are basically enabled, starting up. If he's leaving it enabled, I will as well. I think it's just a good check. There we go. Alright, we'll just double check that. When I run into something like that, we'll probably change this. We won't add it to ours. I'm tempted to leave this. Let's modify the main one. I kind of want the toolbox to be reflective of this change for the setup. And actually, let's take that back. I'm gonna just change this so next run for people. Oh, I can't comment in a JSON file, can I? Not easily, at least. And TRK, let's see. And I want to say some of this. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it as is. I will copy this link and put that in there though, or just kind of put distribute link tracking. Should be enabled. Oh wait, no, that's not. Ah, darn it! I want to add some. I don't want to mess up the toolbox by adding a bunch of comments, but I do kind of want to just toss something in here that won't get queried. I probably will have to rewrite some of the import script for JSON on the toolbox to do this, though. Yeah, that's the thing, is I was like, oh, I just don't want to mess this up. I guess I could just make a bad value and just put comment. But, yeah, well, it's fine. I do want to fix this. I'll just notate in my head, hey, automatic means I modified this at one point from manual. All right, WMP network service. This is Windows Media Player. Older than sin. I don't know who uses Windows Media Player anymore in Windows. W search was up at the top. That's Windows search. That's fine. Xbox off manager game save. See, this should be what tweak are we on? Essential tweaks. For an essential tweak, I really don't like this happening, because there's going to be some Xbox players that does the essential tweak and then goes, I can't open up Xbox anymore. So I'm gonna have to take this and change that as well. It's a bummer, but all these Xbox services I don't want to mess with. Too many people have complained. All right, NDU. Network disk usage. That's where my mind goes. Let's look at NDU. Network data usage monitoring driver. Don't think this is needed. Failures, details recorded in log. We can bring this one out and disable. It doesn't look like it has any dependencies either, so. Yeah. We're just going to make this as stable as we possibly can by using this. So we'll do NDU for this guy. Next up is going to be the WIR service. WIR SVC. I bet you that's like a lowercase s. Probably all lowercase. Ugh, error reporting service. Yep. This is definitely going in. And moving down. Fax. Does anybody still use fax in Windows? We'll take that off. I joke, but you know, some stuff for law firms and stuff still needs fax. I mean, very rarely is it used these days, and most times it's used through like a website or a hosted one. Absolutely hate it when tweaks or debloat ruins Windows default search. Yeah. It's such an easy thing to do with search. I usually just disable the Windows search service for most, but it's something that I know a lot of people do use, so I can get behind that. File history service. Now this one I'm kind of torn on. I don't know, chat. What do you think? For file history service, a lot of people like to look back on the files being used. It's not really much of a performance difference either way here. It's a pretty minimal service, but I think I'm going to leave this one off. Just because I think for the file history service too, it will record from like the run prompt as well. I don't know though. I think for today, we're gonna leave this going, as most people want to see the files they've opened, and I think that would be okay. It's not reporting back to Microsoft, it's just recording what files on the system itself, giving a little bit of a history. So sometimes when you're in the run prompt, you notice how I've run my tweaks and there's just never a history here. I think that's file history service. It might be tied to another service as well. So I think we're going to change this around to automatic. So let's just grab that. Paste. G update. Let's Google update. I don't know. The browser should update itself on next launch anyways. But yeah, I think I'll leave this one alone. I think I'm kind of splitting hairs here with this type of tweak. Let's move on. Don't think it matters that much. STI SVC, which one's that? Ooh, Windows image acquisition. I want to say this is only used when doing DISM and some other stuff. Needed. Okay, it's needed. It's kind of a weird. So it's needed by scanners and cameras. I think this one we will set to manual. It's not disabling the service necessarily, but I don't think it's needed to be used as much as many people make it out to be. Yeah, faxing. So when we're doing these tweaks, what we're doing really is just saying, hey, don't automatically start the service. I rarely use this. So that's why I'm kind of like, it's not the end of the world if we catch something in here that is needed. So technically, if it's something where I'm like on the fence, typically I will go ahead and make it a manual service. Something like this. It'll update if it needs these services, it'll start them. It just manually will do so. So anything kind of on the fence, we're gonna add to this. AJ router. There's very few services that really get affected by the manual setting. Yeah, I think this will be fine. We'll leave this one going. don't know of anybody using this type of router service. The service to stop all joint clients. I have never seen. It's got to be a dependency on something. A lot of people popping into the chat and be like, what's he doing exactly? Making Windows not suck as bad. That's what I'm doing. That's what you guys should say. It's at the heart of IoT. Interesting. It's a Microsoft article I clicked from. It's inevitably broken. Because all of Microsoft's knowledge base just sucks. Minitool is really interesting. They usually, so Minitool has a whole bunch of different suites. Probably the one I know them best for is their partition tool. But they have this secondary arm, this marketing arm of Minitool, and why you should be skeptical of any article you click on, even though I just clicked on it. Is their website even going to load? Maybe not. But be skeptical of any article you have from them, because they'll copy and paste anything. They even had an article about Tiny 11 and how to install it, which is hilarious to me. I was like, what? How? How does that make it by? Anywho. Yeah. Still like a version of it. I've definitely reverted a little bit from the Win95 theme, just because it was more for nostalgia. But it's actually still XFCE. A lot of the base of the themes there. I may do a video on the main channel for it. I don't know. Probably not. I figured like the live stream was enough. But I could do like a little 10-minute how-to video for people that want to do it. But it's more for it's more of a gag. I don't think very many people want to make their system look like Win95 and be like, check out this old UI from 2000. More for nostalgia. A lot of drop downs and just overall aesthetic has changed so much for the better. It's actually a Linux Foundation thing for all joined components. It helps with home automation and IoT type things, which is kind of odd. We'll go ahead and add it to the disabled, not disabled, but manual list. I just was kind of curious what that is, as I have not seen it a whole bunch. And anything we don't know, we will find out as we go. MSDTC, I think that's a distribution client, if I remember correctly. If you have like multiple Windows servers and you're like replicating files over a long space of time. Oh. MSDC, DTC. Transactional. Coordinates transactions that span resource managers, databases, message queues, and file systems. It seems... If distributed transaction coordinator cannot be started under the following services are disabled, deleted, or working improperly. RPC is a pretty big one. So is SAM. So why the hell did this get added into the toolbox? Yeah, that's absolutely needed. That should not be manual. Jeez. Yeah, that one's a definite need. That's a good catch. That would probably cause some slowness or possibly some shenanigans in the system. After we do this, we're gonna definitely need to make this commit happen for the main toolbox too. So there's a lot of tweaks in here I'd like to make immediately. All right, parental controls. Y'all need some parental control? Who uses parental controls made by Microsoft? It's like a good way for your kid to look at porn, probably. I'm just saying. It probably doesn't work for shit. That's another one. It's like I appreciate the idea, but yeah, I would not trust that. Parental controls by Microsoft. Hilarious. All right, let's just keep moving. Phone service. Ooh. Now this one's an interesting one. This is a service that doesn't suck by Microsoft, but it's scary as hell. Let's see how chat's feeling here. Windows Phone for Windows 11 is actually not a terrible service. It does work for Android phone. So if you're an Android user and you install it, it will mirror your entire phone. But it will mirror your entire phone. Let me repeat. Because it will get sent through Microsoft. So it's a form of convenience that I'm like, no one really should use, but many people find valuable. That I'm like, ooh, this is one where it's so subjective and all up to critiques. That's why I'm like looking at chat, seeing what people think. Disable that. It's Satan. That's totally how I feel. Let's see who we got. What else we got? Phone app is better for iOS support. Okay. Yeah, the Windows Phone app it does work very well, I will say. It's like KDE Connect on steroids. Everything gets reported though. Surely they won't steal my phone info. Surely. Yeah, it's automatic stains. The phone service, I'm pretty sure it's stock settings. We can check though. Let's see. What is SVC? Startup type is manual by default. So this one is on demand, it looks like. So not a big deal. It's not automatic on startup anyways, but yeah. Hard to say. Yeah, I think at this one we're gonna leave at, we wouldn't really even be changing anything with this command, as this one right here, honestly, this one is not automatic. It should never be automatic. So even in an original value, that's incorrect. I want to say there was another one up here that was automatic that was not. But anyways, moving on. Print notify. This one, I want to say, can get. Who uses printers? Oh. Okay, this one is manual by default as well. So when someone made the JSON file, I think, or maybe it was like a copy paste job, but some of these were not done properly. We need to fix them as we go. So this is the toolbox. This is the new OneShot. So we're gonna fix both as we make it. We're just gonna go through each one. Manual is obviously not needed in this one. But I'm almost tempted to just switch these over just so it fixes some of these problems. Right now, since the last phone video I made, just using this guy. This hasn't changed since my video last year when I was like, I'm switching to a dumb phone. And then I was like, I still need a couple apps. And then I was like, okay, what if we use a toolbox to basically strip out and de-bloat my phone? And that's been a lot better. Although I've started adding a couple apps where I'm kind of like, borderline intrusive where like Discord on here sometimes beeps at me and I don't like that. So I might remove Discord, but sometimes I'm like, I kind of want to kill some time and I'd rather chat with people using like the Discord channel. But I'm kind of like, I don't know. That's where I'm kind of like at on that, where but I stripped it down to where I really rarely ever pull out my phone ever. All right, so print, notify, we're good. PCA service, let's check it. PCA SVC. All right, program compatibility. Does anybody even use this anymore? It is manual. Again. Dude. I feel like I need to add these in because there's gonna be people that copy pasted like my script. And you know what, I'm gonna do it. Because it's gonna fix people's systems. I'd rather it just fix the system by setting these values for them. Because there's gonna be people that have run other tweaks and that would mess up their system. So I feel like this is probably the better of worlds. Let's just add those to set them to manual regardless, so it'll fix bad tweaks that have happened in the past. All right, moving on. If you guys want to join here, we could probably open it up for just a little bit. I mainly just didn't want to advertise it on YouTube. I like K Harry and DNL. You guys have been following me forever. I don't mind if you guys join. I just wanted to be kind of selective about who joins the Discord channel. That's why I like limited it down to subscribers and members. All right. Let's go enum, B, and then WPD. Oh, come on. Portable device enumerator service. This one is set to manual for startup type. Again, this is a manual. How did these all get added in there? I don't know. That's so strange. WPC monitor? Yeah. Yeah, less riffraff. For sure. And that's the, yeah. Well, it's more of we had a Discord channel that was open to the public, and man, it was too much. It was just constant drama and just crazy internet problems from having too many people. All right, sec login, I want to say, is another one that's should be manual by default. Yeah, should not really ever fire off. Can be used as security hold though, I believe. Secondary login, kind of in the name, kind of implied, but we're gonna put that to manual as well. And put that in there. All right, sec login, sysmain. That does seem like an important service with the name sysmain, but is it? Yeah, it's automatic by default. What's it do? Sysmain is a Win32 service starting up automatically when the operating system. Sysmain service is running its local system in a shared process with other systems. If sysmain fails to load or initialize, Windows 10 startup proceeds without warning. However, the event details are being logged. If the following services are disabled, okay, that's fine. I think this is one that should be left automatic. Looking at it Feels like that's a bit more of an important service. Let's just change that to automatic. We will not tweak that to my manual. Yeah, if you guys really check this out too. Oh gosh, do I have it on here? This would be hilarious. I want to show you guys a YouTube comment. This was like, I was like, I just want to stop. I just want to stop with YouTube sometimes. I won't. It's just, this one comment was so bad that I had to screenshot it. I was like, I don't ever want to hear from this person again, but I got to screenshot the comment. Because it was just so stupid that it was, but said with such authority. It was like OpenAI, but without a brain. And that's what it was. Let me, where is that? I think it was in drives. Did I put it in here? Oh, please be in here. Hopefully there's nothing really important in here. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go from PCPY Gaming Alliance. He says, this was on a file server video I did explaining ZFS, X4, BetterFS, some like atomic swaps and some other, you know, pretty good file system technologies. This fool, almost all file systems belong to Microsoft Technologies or a big part of the file system technologies. File systems used by Linux kernel software base are not the best. This are garbage. Like X4 can't discriminate the file itself. All file for X4 are equal. NTFS, the most advanced file system, can discriminate file like text, music, photos, video, etc. Course, NTFS this have some negatives like other file syst, but it is the best. Oh my gosh. Oh, the internet's so full of stupid people like, what? What? But is the best? And Microsoft owns all tech. This literally was just like, oh my gosh. My brain hurts. You can't reply to this because there's an old saying. Don't ever argue with an idiot. They're just gonna drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. So I was like, okay, I gotta screenshot this. This is pure gold. But I have to completely ban this person because it's making my brain hurt. It's so great. Oh my gosh. It is so wild, man. So wild. But that's some YouTube comments I get. So where I'm like, oh, I really want to share knowledge and I want to improve things. And I don't get it right all the time. Don't get me wrong. I definitely have some videos where I'm actually incorrect or I could have expanded in some areas. Most videos definitely have something like that. But this comment, I was just like, oh, that's just, oh. Oh man. Yeah, you can't argue with a moron. You just can't. So yeah, it's something I wanted to respond to, but I can't respond to that, but I can screenshot it and laugh my ass off in front of chat. So I saved that nugget for you guys. I hope you got a good laugh from it. I know. Oh my gosh. So great, man. So great. Anytime I run into that, I'm just going to screenshot it from now on. I think we're going to make that a segment of every single Twitch stream. Well, here's the most idiotic comment of the day from YouTube. Here we go. Sometimes there might be 2 or 3. All right. Sysmain, we're going to leave alone. Let's move on to LM hosts. I know, that's just special. Bless their heart. Oh, man. Now, this is manual as well. That should not be automatic. That's fine. So, this one, should be manual by default. All right. Y service. Let's see what this one is. This one's manual by default. Oh, Windows Insider service for the Insider program. How many people in chat are part of Windows Insider? It's like the alpha testers out there. How many alpha testers we got in there? We're all guinea pigs with just stock Windows updates, but how many people really, really are on the bleeding edge? No one. Everyone tried it once. Let's be frank. We all signed up for it when Microsoft said Windows Insiders get Windows 11. We were like, yes, okay, let's try Windows 11. So we had signed up for the Insider program, then we like immediately regretted it. We're like, well, all right, well, cool. I got the video done. So back to Windows 10. Let's disable. I think this is a full disable on this one. Oh, that is brutal. It is actually manual though. Yeah, that one's set to automatic. Ouch. I think we should set that one to like disable for sure. But there are people that do sign up for it. We'll just set it back to manual just to make sure it doesn't do it. Font cache. I feel like that one should be automatic. Let's check it. All right, font cache service, optimizing performance of applications by caching used font data. Doesn't seem so bad, doesn't seem so nefarious. It is automatic by default. I could see some benefits to this one. I don't think this is necessarily a bad service. I think we will leave this as automatic, actually. Let's change that one to automatic, and we will not change it over here. Although, I feel like we should... now I'm looking back on this. I feel like we should just fix some of these where they should automatically go back in case someone did do this. Nah. That's a little excessive. I'm not going to use this tool to fix it. We're just going to fix that in the toolbox. So if you launch the toolbox and after I do this commit, it'll just fix it. So people that did the commit and then things are a little bit off with their install, they could always just rerun it and just say recommended and get it back to normal. We'll just leave it like that. Retail demo, probably not needed. Manual, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's manual. Again, that is going to be manual by default. ALG. Yeah, we can... I wonder how we could do that. I can't assign bot to the followers yet, Michael. We can just do a general invite some way. I'll have to look at it, but we'll definitely open it up for followers of the channel. I'll figure out a way to make that happen because the quality of people we get over on Twitch are really top notch. This is Nader. This is what? Can't you just add a default for log file path into your startup and quit defining or bloating it? Yeah. I could, but if you want to change the log file path for whatever reason, or if I want to change this, the reason why I've made it a variable is so we can change what the file name is of the log path. We could just define it wherever we want, or if we wanted to put it in a specific path, we could just change it right here. So that's kind of why that's a variable. Kind of makes sense. All right, this one, retail demo service, we're going to leave that as manual. We'll go ahead and put it in here to fix it, though. All right. ALG, that should be manual by default, I believe. SIP ALG kind of sucks. Yeah. Oh no. Application layer gateway service, that's something different. It is manual by default, but it is not in here. Well then. Paste that as manual in the toolbox and we'll fix it in our OneShot. S-card service, I believe that should be automatic actually. Was that not it? SVR. Yeah, where's the standardization? SVC, SVR. Killing me. All right. Default settings. This is kind of interesting. So this service, if you look at the startup type, it used to be disabled all the way up through 1709. 1803, it was added and put as manual for the smart card service. That's kind of an interesting evolution of startup types. Yeah, I don't think it really matters either way, but we will leave it as manual, not really messing with much there. And we will set that to manual up here as well. Enterprise application service, probably manual that guy. I think that should also be over here. Yeah, manual by defaults. Oh, good, good. Yeah, we're setting up a real bot too. Oh, missed water. I guess it was a typo. Yeah, I don't understand. That happens sometimes in Microsoft. I think it happens in every program when it gets big enough. But still, like, SVR does say server, but it means service in this regard. So maybe they were just programming a bunch that day and it just never got caught. And then they're like, it's fine. We don't need to fix it. And it just shipped like that. Just ship it. What is potassium citrate? Sounds like I need it. I have been getting really sore lately, I will say that. Part of getting old, I suppose. What do we got? Audio video controlled transport protocol. Manual. Hasn't really changed ever. I think we'll just set this to manual and it'll be fine. All right, and we'll put that in here as well. Paste. Browser. Oh, that's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know what browser would be. Knowing Microsoft, it's automatic. Oh, computer browser. So this was, the whole service doesn't even exist post 1709. Huh. Okay. This isn't on GitHub yet, Nader. Eventually I'll probably put some of the code up on there just so people can double check it and everything. But this one is mainly all C# and all the services don't issue PowerShell commands. They load .NET framework libraries to basically interface with these commands. So the only thing I think I use a PowerShell command for is the debloat Microsoft Apps service, because there is no .NET library for interfacing with the Microsoft Store. The Microsoft Store is so locked out that there's no way to really, it's like a black box on a Windows system. It only accepts commands from either the end user in the GUI or PowerShell. I haven't found any way into really the API of the Microsoft Store, which is kind of strange because it doesn't really have much adoption. So you think that they would want you to use it, but it's Microsoft. This is redundant. I was up here. Alright, IP helper service, I want to say. IP helper service, I think, is manual by default as well. But let's double check. Fixing all kinds of stuff in Extreme. No, it's automatic. Okay. Toretto is sometimes used in some games. And I want to say it's transitioning IP4 to IP6. God, but the last game I saw, I think it uses this, was Lord of the Rings Online, actually, I think uses it. Which, I do play that every once in a while. I guess we leave this automatic. I think we switch this back around. IP helper service is probably needed. So let's switch that back to automatic, actually. That should not be manual. Oh, yeah. No, like, the toolbox is always going to be around. That's not going anywhere. It's always going to be open source. That's just going to be one of those things. I might make, like, a Donator C# plugin for it, or a C# version of the toolbox that'll reference all these settings, but the settings themselves will always be there, and the PowerShell script will always be there. That's never going to be removed. Because so many people donate, and whether it's money or code, heck, both are awesome. And also the issues you get from GitHub. We could go there and just spend years with the issues. Like, oh my goodness, there's just so much to go through. And that's what I love. It's almost like you get too much feedback, which is okay. It's better to have too much than not enough. But with this, we're just kind of cleaning it up. This right down here is the imports that the toolbox uses. So we fix the toolbox while we're making this at the same time. So if I see like a bad setting in the toolbox, I change it. But then also my OneShot utility is also going to incorporate those changes. So it's like a win-win for everybody, whether you donate, whether you don't, whether you're just using the open source PowerShell script. All these changes are for everybody, which is great. But we just need to double check everything. Now, the edge stuff, I think, is what is problematic for a lot of people here. Let's check it. You're gonna use a for each in that C# code. So for this one is just a executable that we're going through each one. We're updating both here, Derp. So this is the toolbox tweaks that I'm fixing up, but this is just editing the JSON. So the toolbox is going to be completely separate. This one, I could have put in an array and a whole bunch of other stuff, but for this one, I kind of wanted to just have it lined up because it just says, hey, this is getting set to manual on this. What benefit do I get from putting it all in a for loop? Because it's still going to be calling this service when using an array. It just uses more lines of code. Well, I guess it doesn't use more lines of code. Well, no, it does. Because when you do the array, each line of code would be each service just for readability. And I just don't see... And then you do the call through a for loop. I understand the purpose of it, but I was like, I don't think that really helps with readability of it. Thoughts on Hackintosh? You know, I love Hackintosh. I did a long 30 or 40 minute video on OpenCore, and I loved it. But I think it's short-lived. I think it's inevitable that Apple will just shut it down. The whole bit. All right, so this is automatic and needed. Oof. I don't think we're gonna just edge here, but a little bit of C#. I'm still definitely learning. Still a baby in the C# portion. What you recommend for UI fonts? I really like Meslio LGS nerd fonts. Those are awesome. Fire a Code is probably my second runner-up as well for fonts in UI. But all the nerd fonts are pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at the Edge right now, and I'm like, eesh. Since some people will use Edge, I guess we leave these alone. I think I'm going to omit Edge completely. I'm fine with the toolbox, putting it to manual. For the one-shot, I'm going to leave it alone. Just because I'm kind of like, I know some people do use Edge, and they're getting more and more adoption with them holding Bing Chat ransom for Edge users. Yeah, and that's what I think with the Hackintosh is eventually it'll disappear, mainly because of the M1 chips, and there's just not going to be any compatible hardware. They're not going to just stop supporting all the Intel counterparts, and then it does make Hackintosh might still be around, but it definitely makes it way more hacky. Where right now you can buy officially supported hardware that Mac is okay with, and then put Hackintosh on it, and then you can update it still. And updates can be hit and miss, mind you, but it's going to get to the point where every update's just going to break the Hackintosh, and that means it's just not worth it. You go buy it. Got to go buy Apple stuff. So for me personally, I really hate that, and I'll probably transition off of Final Cut Pro to DaVinci Resolve. I was messing around with DaVinci Resolve the other day, and I was like, I really need to learn this probably. So it's probably where I'm gonna go. This one looks like a manual service, totally okay. This one incorrectly labeled in here. This should be manual. You know, Michael, sometimes it takes me a little bit to get there. I still love Final Cut Pro. I still think it's a fantastic program and very, very beginner friendly, but in the end, I don't see myself staying on it for several more years. I think eventually I will transition to DaVinci Resolve. Just for sake of ease of use. Perf Host. I think Performance Host is mainly just for like Event Viewer. Let's see. Perf Host. Did I misspell it? Perf Host. That might be a Windows 11 special. Unless they might not. Yeah, okay. Performance Host, maybe? Let's see. Is it listed? This one's called PCW, performance counters, logs and alerts called PLA. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, most times loops, I agree with you, Dirt. Whenever we can use a loop, we definitely will. Just for that one, it was just like, this is so readable, and how I did these functions makes it so where whenever I want to change something in the project, everything's called to a function. So when we want to change with a service startup, we just call this specific function, or it goes to its class. Whenever we want to make a registry change, it just changes these. So I can really make it to where just the program.cs, basically the main function of this whole thing, everything's called from it, and you can see really easily what it's doing. And That's the idea. So there's no bloat to any of this. It's just calling these functions in separate CS files. So it should be good. Should be clean. It should at least make it easier for me to keep up with it. I don't know how it would do in public domain realm. Again, we'll see what it ends up looking like. This is more for, hey, let's just make it awesome. All right, so perf host. This doesn't even exist. What service is this? Performance counter host. I don't think that's quite it. Let's do some tests. Oh yeah, the Windows answer file generator site. That's a good point. Oh, nice, Michael. Pro Tools. Yeah, I mean, like I said, DaVinci Resolve has a great setup. It's just learning all the shortcut keys, doing it. I loaded up 18, and they're making DaVinci Resolve much more accessible than the last time I tried it. Like, I think I tried it around version 15 or 16, and they've just done a lot better job, especially for pulling in like Final Cut users. Like, there's even a template to kind of set everything to Final Cut standards, and then that kind of makes it easier to pull it in. Still need to do a lot more to learn it before I'm ready to switch, but I would imagine towards the end of the year I'll do it. All right, let's go SVC. I think what is it? Drawing a blank on setting services in PowerShell. Maybe it's CMD. SB. Oh, there's no autocomplete in this command. What is it? For some odd reason, I am drawing SVC. What was it? Oh, it's just net start. Yeah, that's it. I was like, why am I not knowing that? Net status perf host. Is there even a status? Let's go net stop perf host. Bet it's not even a valid service. Oh no. Huh, okay. Let's see what this perf host. Oh, it's set to manual. So perf host set to manual is fine. It's just I'm not sure what the default is for that. I think we can leave it alone for defaults. But we will set it in the OneShot to manual. Yeah, that's one thing that I kind of wanted to go to DaVinci Resolve. I hate having any kind of dependency to Apple. Mainly because they can just, they can just nickel and dime you. It can just be brutal. All right, moving on. How are we doing on our... let's see. We're only 25% down. Man, it's going to take a minute. Now these, I want to say, are all Windows applications. Bcast, DVR, user service, capture service, CBD service, all these weird hexadecimal afterwards usually is a Microsoft app. So we'll pick up the pace here. We're just going to grab... this guy, and we'll grab this one. Well, I think everything's better than Adobe Premiere. I'd rather do Final Cut than Adobe Premiere. I mean, I really hate Adobe. Like, ugh. Like, just to show you how much I hate them, I'd much rather use Apple or pay Apple money than Adobe. That's how much I hate them. It's just, ugh. So push notification service is automatic by default, but this is one where I'm like, oof, I hate the notification service. I think we set this one to manual. So, Realtek Bluetooth manager server. I think that's what that one is. We're starting to get into some... Yeah, we're starting to get into some more... I don't really think we need any of this. Q-Wave, I think, was like home automation crap. HP is just garbage. Garbage HP services that come on their laptops. I like their laptop hardware, actually. I just think they do a really piss poor job of optimizing their software that comes pre-installed. As do most manufacturers, but it's definitely HP. It's particularly bad. And Q-Wave, we're going to take that. And now we'll grab all the HP stuff. Yeah, Photoshop is really, really good. For sure. Like, if you're a professional image editor, I totally get GIMP's not going to help you. I will concede that point. I just hate Adobe. Just out of sheer spite. Okay, we got diabs cap, network cap. Anything else here? Sysinfo cap. Yeah, this is all gonna be switched out. So to speak, Marie, I think we're ready to make it do its thing. I think it's going to take a little bit before I might work on this off stream, depending on how we're getting a pretty good flow here. HV host, we'll look at that. But I think we're pretty much ready to make it happen. Let's go. I think there was someone said earlier, Windows. Oh, heck, let's look it up. What was it? Somebody said earlier in chat. Where are you? Program file. Check Windows answer file generator site. Yes, that's what it was. Answer. All right, Windows answer file generator site. Let's go. Services. Windows 10 and 11. And this one. HV host. I don't even see in here. I wonder how this one got added. Kind of like this layout better than the other one. The other one has a little bit more description, so I'm going to leave them open. But I do like this answer file generator site. Windows AFG answer file generator. Windows answer file generator. Just windowsafg.com. And then you select, and then it kind of gives you their optimized defaults. So that's pretty good. What do they do for main sys? Win main sys, I think it was. Yeah, they left that on its auto. That was one where I was like a little bit iffy. I was like, I'm gonna leave this at automatic. They recommended that as well. Yeah, it's great, Marie. Like I really think that it's gonna be really cool to get a big benefit, because this, even though I'm making the one-shot program kind of for myself, the work I put into the one-shot program is going to make the toolbox better, which is what everyone uses right now from PowerShell. And I think that's a win for everybody. And I also get to kind of learn a lot more C# along the way, which is even better. I really like a lot of these defaults. This seems very, very good. You know what we're gonna do? Ooh. We're gonna take this. I feel like going for each one. I'm getting kind of tired of it. And I'm like, ooh, we could probably take a lot of this. Although it's going to probably miss some of the stuff we've added to the toolbox along the way. But I think it's pretty darn good. Let's take this into VS Code. Let's go new file on this one. All right. Now what we're gonna do is save this out, actually. Services.text, sure. And then let's go leader T. Actually, that's not what I need. Oh wait, no, that might be what I need. Yes. Ah, yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do is, well, how do I want to do this? I think we do find demand, and then we format the line a certain way. So let's do a global substitute of demand or space start equals demand, and then escape that with that. I like that. And then let's go global substitute sc config. Oh, is that an underscore? I'm missing it, isn't it? Yeah, no. Sc config. We'll substitute that with that. Just like that. Oh, no. Oh, I think I gotta escape that, don't I? Oh, no, I'm a big dummy. Little typo. So now I gotta order this list. Let's test my Vim skills here. All right, let's see. How do I want to isolate these lines with still like the start auto and those types of things? So I could go through one by one and do them, but I don't really want to do that. What would be an easy way to isolate these and then push them to the bottom of the list? Or I could do the double quotes with a star as a regex and then yank them, maybe? And then if I yank those, I should be able to substitute and then consequently be able to do all of the others. What do we think? I mean, it's really not that big of a file, though. It might just be faster to just be like... There's got to be an easier way, though, right? What do you... Anybody in chat have any ideas? What's the fastest way to kind of clean this up? Besides this. I mean, we're already to G's. So while I'm thinking, I'm kind of like, I might actually finish before... before I'm done. So these are all manual is what I'm leaving in. No super Vim power tool users in chat. I see. WinOneShot should be Windows 10 and Windows 11. There's very little difference between Windows 11 and Windows 10. It's not like there's too much variation between the two. Believe it or not, it's pretty simplistic when it comes to the two. Like, I'm trying to think. There's maybe a few little gotchas, but not much. Not much at all. Windows search. Okay, so we got all that. So what we can do now is fill in. Let's go. This. Yank. And then back to here. Let's do another global substitute. I think we can just go caret symbol for start of line. Boom. Substitute that in. And then /G. Alright. Alright, sorry, I got bored, chat. And I was like, I'm not going to sit here and go through each one of these services. This is going to take forever. Because I think we were only 29% of the way through the services I have listed. I was like, holy crap. This is taking too long. Let's go a different path here, shall we? Alright. Let's yank this. And then what we'll do now is another global replace, substitute. End of line, I think it's just $, and then log file path. Oh, that is sweet. Sweeter than you. Look at that. It's perfect. Now, that does not fix our problem with the automatic. So I think what we'll do is set that up next. So anyways, let's go to start of the file. Let's yank all those lines. Come over to first tab. And I want to say we can just... What do we got? All the way up to here. Just paste that in. Done. Let's see. Viper, yeah, we're just right now we're working on some tweaks to Windows. Making Windows as good as it can get is the big thing here. Now, I want to say what we're going to do is pull this back in. Let's go back to that services file. And I kind of want to just specify this other one to fix any services that went awry. Because that could be problematic as well. Well, let's do it. Let's do that. Get out of here, VS Code. We don't need you. Let's just go back to start a file. We're going to delete to the end. And then, yeah, paste it anyways. Oh, nope. That's, I guess I didn't get the copy. All right. There we go. So this time, we're going to just find everything that says auto and demand. So, got an idea on this. What we could do is find the word demand. So let's do a global substitute. Right now I'm just trying to improve my Vim skills. This is not really, obviously we can go through in a manageable time, but learning this one skill will shave hours of time in future projects. So it's worth learning to substitute a little bit better. Let's find star demand. I think it's dot star is the regex. Demand, like that. And then delete it. Can we backslash in for return? Oh, I like that. Oh, that's pretty sexy. Black. Hell yeah. All right, cool. So now we have this. We have kind of a way. Just thinking. See, it's just there's always a faster way. Always a faster way of doing things. All right, now that we got that, let's do the same for, I guess, delayed auto. Yeah, let's leave auto and delayed auto in there. I think we can knock that out in one go. I don't know Python. I'm still pretty, like, my bread and butter is not programming, it is scripting 100%. So you need me to automate something for you, I can automate anything. Whatever it is, if it's on a computer or it goes through a computer, I'm your guy for automating. But when it comes to programming, I'm rather a noob. Not afraid to admit it. So a lot of my Thursday programming streams are me just trying to learn something. If I see something like this where I'm like, hey, I need to learn this, I'll just sit here and kind of pound away until I get that. Like, this was pretty awesome. Let's change that to disabled. And I feel like that'll get rid of that section. And now we have delayed auto. I kind of want to switch because I feel like delayed auto is needed for a fix. On some scripts, they only have manual, auto, and disabled. Where delayed auto, if things don't start up quite the right way, it can be very, very problematic. So I think what we'll do is, let's go ahead and get rid of delayed auto, and we're gonna just do automatic real fast, and then check the work on that. Delayed auto. Oh crap, did I delete that? Auto. All right. Get rid of that. Now we only have automatic services. So now we can start formatting this for automatic services. Percent substitute. And this is where we'll grab, we can just grab that start config space /. And if we look, oops. Oh, I can't use my leader key. Bummer. All right. That's okay. We'll just put that there for now. And then what we're gonna do is grab this guy. Yank. And this is why regex is so powerful. Think of how much time this saved us. Quite a bit. I'm just saying. That's quite a bit of savings of time. And then let's go back over to here. And the rest should be that. Yank. So now, should be just a global substitute. Space start equals space auto. Then we just change it to that. And now we have beautiful perfection. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's just gorgeous. So nice and uniform. Just pretty. That's all our auto. Now we do the fix for displayed. Automatic startup fix. And some of these I think we might actually change around though. Let's see here. I want to say there's a couple in here, like map broker. I think was in here. I spotted, which we might mess with. But let's look at our services here. Actually, we need to pull up the service CS file. So the service CS file right here is the actual function that's getting called for this. And what we want to do is grab the start delayed auto. We're going to change the start mode right here to params. Change start mode params to delayed automatic, I want to say. And if we look, how does Microsoft say delayed? Services. Let's just go. Delayed start. So we're gonna have to look up and see exactly how they want this formatted. Oh, let's use that AI earlier. I think someone mentioned it. Oh. Does it show delayed start? I don't know what this is. I wanted to just give it a whirl. Delayed auto start is what we need. Sweet, that did get us. Man, look at that. FinD. All right. They mentioned it earlier in chat at the start of the stream. Oh, what do we got? Yeah. So the cool thing is, what I love most about AI is not necessarily it writes good code, because obviously it doesn't. But what I love is when I'm just like, I need an example of something to figure out what variable name or what value I should use for this one specific deal. It's so much easier just to ask AI, and then it spits out a whole bunch of garbage code, and there's like one line in there I need, and I look at it, I'm like, okay, cool. It was delayed auto start. That is the power of AI. Think of how much time that saved me from Googling. Probably quite a bit. So this is this one. Is that all of it? A little bit more. Yes. So we're gonna add this one. We're gonna change this to delayed auto. And then for the start mode would be params. Where you at? Where you at? Where you now we get our nice little AI. Thank you, good buddy. And we're just gonna need to change one thing right here. Paste. Delayed auto. This is gonna fix this up even better. This is gonna fix so many problems. So now we have delayed auto and auto. Do we want to bother with disabled? I don't think we do. Feel like that's a waste of time. Most of the disabled stuff doesn't even exist. So, okay, cool. So we got that in here. Cool. Nice. All right, now we should have this guy. Yank it. Delayed automatic section. Oh, what? Ah, what the hell? Go home, Copilot. You're on drugs. Or whatever language server that pulled on. Oh, man. All right. There we go. Yank that guy. We'll put it down here. Don't you think all that code is from Stack Overflow and they should pay for the info? Yeah, probably a little bit, but at the same time, like, I hate to sound insensitive here, but sometimes I'm just too forward of a person. At the end of the day, if it makes us better and faster, I don't really care. That's the thing. Like, Stack Overflow is great and all, but if it takes me 30 minutes of Googling where two minutes of asking an AI to give me the right answer, I really appreciate that 28 minutes of savings. Whether or not they stole it is a whole different bag of worms, which I don't really want to touch. I just really care about the end result. Now, let's talk a little bit long term here. What does this mean for Stack Overflow? Do people stop contributing to Stack Overflow? Did they just like forget it? We'll just let the machines run the world? I think this is people just being a little... This is a pretty hot take. This is a really hot take. I'm not gonna... Don't clip this. But I think I don't really care, because Stack Overflow people will continue doing their Stack Overflow stuff. Maybe a little bit less, but at the end of the day, you're gonna search for that. You're gonna be able to get it. And not everyone's gonna like it. There's always gonna be that guy that's like, AI's the devil, and I'm gonna keep on Stack Overflowing, even though that probably contributes to the continual evolution of AI. And I think that's just kind of the world we're gonna live in a year or two. It just, well, how I see AI is not a replacement for humans. I see AI as just a little tool to make us more efficient. That's all it is. It just makes us, instead of Googling something for 30 minutes, we now only have to spend 1 or 2 minutes. I think that's awesome. You know, that's the time savings is all I care about. Because honestly, if you can be replaced by a robot, you know, have at it, robot. That's fine. Maybe you need to develop a different set of skills. I truly believe at the end of the day, hampering progress just because it hurts a specific individual, I'm like, yeah, I think that individual just needs a different skill set if it can be easily automated, you know? And that's speaking from someone that's had his skill set pretty much removed. I mean, you're talking from, I'm more traditional rack and stack systems engineer or systems admin. And you talk about a technology killing an industry. Cloud computing basically killed most sysadmins out there. You know, if you're not cloud engineering, you know, hey, that's it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's not about skill sets, it's about consent. I can see that. I think the better question here, Max, let's reframe it, is Should Stack Overflow be compensated for the outright theft of the code used to train the AIs? And I think they do deserve. I think that will eventually go to court, and I think I think eventually these AI companies will have to fork over money to Stack Overflow or wherever they got the source material from that they end up making money from. What does that look like? I don't know. Is it right? Yes. It totally is right for them to pay a portion of that. But here's the big thing. We've already seen some of the greatest thefts in history. You ready? It's already happened years ago, and it wasn't AI. Blockchain. Almost every company that did blockchain or used it, well, they're using open source projects, profiting off of them. Most of those open source projects were GPL compliant. They just outright stole the code. Hell, a lot of big companies do the same thing. There is theft going on all the time. So we really can't pick and choose these things. That's the thing that I'm at. I think eventually it will get settled out. There will be some kind of paycheck or exchange. But let's not pretend like we live in an innocent world before all this happened. These thieves have been around all along. I mean, Microsoft, Apple, they're just really good at thieving. That's what they're good at. That's why they are where they are. These big companies they've never played by the rules. That's the thing. And it's never been the case. That's just my opinion, though. That's my hot take of the day. I'll get off my soapbox now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just... It's the world we live in. It's not necessarily a good thing, and I'm not condoning it. It's just... It's not something new. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people were acting like, oh, the outrage. I can't believe AI is doing them. Like, man, I mean, have you not been in the tech industry for 20 years? Because it seems like an old play used a million times. Just now it's just a different technology. Just fill in the blank a little bit different. But anyhow, just my hot take. All right. Let's do a global replace. Finish this off and we will be set. We will go auto. Delayed auto. Let's verify. I think that should be good. Oh, yeah. Steam. In my context menu. Oh, what did you do for that, Mox? What specifically did you add? Just to launch Steam, or did you add add a shortcut key to Steam? I think it's been done in Steam Deck on Linux, but that's actually probably a good idea if there's a hotkey. I'd be curious to see what the bit of code you used to add that context menu for adding a shortcut to Steam. It'd be interesting. Oh, I'm not very far. I think I'm like only tier 2, tier 3 in maps, HGH. Getting close to level 80. I'm about to get a good base build. Tomorrow I'll stream some Path of Exile though. I've been playing it like crazy. I love me some Path of Exile. It's been fun. All right, we got our all right. Delayed automatic section. I can't believe all that is... Wait a second. That's not right. Oh. I'm such a goob. This... Chat. Doing it wrong. Yeah, big idiot. What was I thinking? All right. Answer file generator is where we got this. How far back do I need to go here? All right, we're gonna clean this code up. And I want to say, let's just take that. Do we have enough? Let's do demand. Delayed auto? No. Disabled. Then one more. And if we just go auto, I think. Ooh, no. That's not going to work. How am I going to just capture... Oh, I know. Space equals... Space auto. No. Delayed dash auto. Okay. What about equal space auto? Okay. There we go. This is probably... These are so few services, it's probably easier to copy and paste. Oh, man, that's too funny. Well, I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. Let's go. Quote. Delayed auto. All right, now global replace. Let's go end of line. And, ooh, no, not end of line. Let's go space start equals space delayed auto. And what? How does this end? Oh, I don't remember. Let's just do that for now. But that's not right. I think just this. Yeah. A lot of people don't give credit to the original developer. I mean, hell, sometimes, you know, I've been guilty of this when I've grabbed something, I was like, oh crap, and then I was in the middle of coding and I just forgot to quote whoever it was from. And then if someone sees it, obviously I definitely correct it. But rarely does that happen. A lot of times I do say, hey, here's the original source, mainly for my own benefit too, because when they update their project, I can easily follow that reference link and go, oh, that's where I got it from. There's the source. Boom. And then just grab the updated code. Since it's all open source and free, it really doesn't matter. It's more of just semantics there at that point. But I still like to source all the original particles. Just when you do need to change things, you can. All right, let's yank that. Let's try a different substitute this time. We're going to try this. And does that work? Oh no, that does not work. I wanted to try like just find stuff between this prompt, but anyways, doesn't matter. There we go. That looks good. Now we're set. Now we can yank this entire thing. Perfection. Now that's what we need. Now we have the delayed automatic section. We have the automatic section. We have the manual section. All this will set it to standards. I feel like we should probably expand that just a hair, but it's pretty good. Oh, so it's just a straight link to Steam. I thought the context menu would add like add non program to Steam. I think there's a shortcut you could probably expand that context menu to make it a little more powerful, Mox. As just by adding shortcuts in the context menu, I'm not too much of a fan of unless it's something that I can directly correlate in the file browser. Alright, so we got all of the services set now. This should set up every Windows to have proper services. You still got to go through the registry key here. Let's do a .NET run on this. I'm really kind of curious. Let's WinOneShot. My project. And then let's clear. Make that a little bit smaller. Let's go .NET run. And this should set all the services in Windows to exactly a more optimized state. Let's see how long it takes is the big thing. That's pretty fast. See the difference between using .NET library? This right here is using PowerShell. You can see how much slower PowerShell is. Man, that service, man. You see, ooh, it flew. Oh, that makes me really want to... There's got to be a .NET library for Microsoft Store. Let's ask AI. Speaking of which, from our earlier conversation. How to remove MS Store apps through .NET in C#. PowerShell script. Meh. Oh, wait. No. That's just a NuGet file. Not what I wanted. Just want to speed that one thing up for removing store apps. What if let's ask let's see ChatGPT's answer. Ah, crap. All right, 1 second. Look at me. I'm not doxing myself every stream, guys. Pro streamer right here. Watch out. Oh, crap. Which account did I use? Is this the right one? Oh, okay, good. All right, we're good. All right, here we go. We're going to ask the same question. How to remove Microsoft Store apps in there. All right, here we go. Let's go ChatGPT 4. We're going to use the biggest ChatGPT. Oh, maybe? Maybe? Okay. Add the reference to system management name space. We already got that. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, we're gonna do this again, y'all. And we're gonna fix it. I was about to say, there's got to be a way for us to get rid of PowerShell. So I really didn't want to use PowerShell. As you saw, when it did those services, you see how fast that did it? I was like, I really want to do this through this method. Oh, shit. Never mind. It had me going. It had me. I was like, oh, it's gonna fix the. No, it's just gonna use PowerShell. Son of a. Oh man, you see that? It was like leading me on. I was like, Oh, no. No, that's exactly the way we're doing it now. It's like, come on. Okay, let's ask it. Let's not give up yet. Can you do it without using PowerShell? Okay, yeah. All good. Okay, create a new UWP. Uh-huh. Don't think we need all that XAML BS, but, oh, maybe we do. Maybe. All right, here we go. Watch. If it just drops a PowerShell.exe in here, I'm going to just be over the moon. Well, that's pretty clean. That's not bad. I mean, it's not functional, but that does not look that bad. Okay, okay. Here we go, ChatGPT. Hell yeah. All right, here we go. Now, I want to say, I bet you we can completely get rid of the GUI component in here. Because it doesn't really need that call. And I want to say the package manager right here should I have to clean this up. Let's just do, this was the debloat app thing that I wrote. This is the string of apps. Wow, let's fine tune it even more. I bet you. So we want a UWP console application. Okay. Let's see if it can do it. What's up, Jax? Okay, I like this better. We don't have any using of the XAML. Move app. Oh no. I have a feeling he's about to drop PowerShell.exe on us. Hey, all right, all right. Cool. That's getting close to kind of what I would imagine it should look like. So probably what I would do, obviously we already kind of did this over here, but instead of that we made it a list. So we'd probably just be like, hey, make it a list. Something. Ooh, or we could just make it a variable you feed in, and that way you can see it all from program.cs. Kind of like that method even more. create a console app. This is the console app. Is it gonna work? I mean, nah, not quite, but close. It'll be close to working. So what I'm gonna do, let's just take, here's our list of apps, right? Let's just grab this. We'll just toss that up, and where's the deep load apps portion? Registry. All right, deep load apps portion. I want this to be fast. I want it to be blazingly fast. Let's just toss that over there for now, and then I feel like we could probably, so remove pre-installed apps, and then just go delete file, string, something like string app name, or what did ChatGPT call it? Package name. String package name, comma, space. So remove pre-installed apps, package name, log file path. Perfect. That's kind of what we want. Let's just get rid of all this. I'm just gonna make it a little bit more uniform to how we set it up. And then we don't need this for loop. We're gonna be getting rid of it. I guess we could take this guy. A little bit better. All right. And then we grab our ChatGPT stuff. This wants to do a sync, async, system threading task. Let's grab these libraries first. Or classes, or whatever the hell you call them in C#. I don't know. Windows management deployment. Namespace Windows could not be found. Namespace Windows could not be found. That's the first problem. Namespace Windows cannot be found. Give me the .NET install for that. Oh, never mind. It realizes now that I didn't want to do UWP. Great. Okay. Interface without it. .NET. Okay, this requires adding a COM reference and using pinvoke. I have no idea what the hell that means. But let's see what it does. Oh. All right. What's this function look like on remove app? All right, all right. What you look like. Well, that's quite a bit different, isn't it? What in the hell is this? What do you think about this, chat? This is pretty wild right here. That is so crazy. Well, obviously this is the answer. Okay. That does kind of make sense though. AppX package manager, probably provision and unprovisions, so I could totally see why that would be a different call. That would be kind of cool. Okay. Okay, here we go. Steve, the Mad Lad, thank you for the chat. pinvoke is a mechanism to call functions from native DLLs. Like you'd use that to interact with Win32 APIs. Thanks, Steve. appreciate the explanation because I was like, whoa, that's wild. Okay. That's pretty impressive. I mean, damn. You talk about, you ain't gonna find anything like this just laying out there. Most stuff is just using PowerShell. I was like, we need it to be fast. Because again, there's not really a GUI here, and if it takes longer than 5 seconds maybe, that's too long, and I want it to optimize the entire system in seconds. All right, let's see. I bet you there's some library errors. We're probably gonna have to install, well, let's go ahead and install this. Let's grab the SDK contacts. No error. All right, yay. That went in pretty easy. So we've added Microsoft Windows SDK is it contracts? Contracts. Okay. To our project. Now, let's make it happen. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I think this might work. That feels good. No errors. Nice, 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 nice. All right, we're gonna keep the pre-installed apps with a try. I like your console write lines. We're gonna get rid of all this garbage. I think we can get rid of exit code as well. Let's just get rid of that. And dun, 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 dun. We'll grab this guy. Let's just toss that over a little bit. So we got a using for the writing of the log. App name, obviously, we're just going to take this guy and we'll just replace that with package name, please. Replace all, yeah. All right. So now we got a good little bare bones removal with some logging structure. Now let's come back in and start stealing some ChatGPT goodness. All right, don't need any of that junk. And now we have our static void, which I believe we can just grab this. Maybe. Thinking about it. 1 second. What about use list as Tron script does? I don't know. Maybe, Denny. Maybe. Yeah, that's awesome, Steve. 13 years of programming knowledge. Yeah, that's like, I've been doing C# for about a week. If you can even, part-time. So, a lot of this is me just going, let's try this. Let's try this. I did learn, obviously, basic Hello World type stuff and basic programming, but just thinking how I want to do it. I feel like this would be good. It is like a kid in the candy store, man. You don't realize how crazy this is. Like, whoa, so neat. It's so cool. All right, can I combine these two? Private static void. I guess these are not classes per se, but feels like they're like functions I can just toss together, right? Don't see. Oh, maybe not because it's all right, let's remove those logging things. We can always come back to it. So we're calling remove app, and that remove app moves into remove package. Where's that call? for each var package in packages. So it's just querying that from here. I just don't know. It feels a little convoluted. Let me paste it in and see what kind of errors we get too. I don't want to change up the code very much, so I'm going to just wipe out our current structure and we'll come back. And it's going to look something like this once we're done with it. But for now, oops, we're going to try it, what ChatGPT gave us. Private static void, remove app. Private static void, remove package. Private static void, this is ours. String pack, okay. Alright. Feels like there should be like a catch or something in there, right? Maybe? And this is also incorrectly tabbed. I feel like that. Like, what's this right here? This whole private class app package manager? This kind of weird that's just tossed in there. But I guess that's fine. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I drink water. I get kind of a Oh yeah, it's a banger playlist. I think if you hit song, you'll get taken to the Stream Beats page. I love it, man. I love Stream Beats. Shout out to Harris Heller from, I want to say Alpha Gaming, but it's like Senpai Gaming or something now. I think he's a bit of a weeb. But man, he makes some damn good music. Let's see. What's up, Yaki Yam? I'm gonna grab this log file path. Let's try and grab this. Get user security ID. What's wrong with that? No accessible extension method. Get user security ID. Are you missing a using directive? Yeah, so there's probably a using directive we need to use here. And I think we can nest, like right here, you can see this is a bit of like a nested using. From my limited C#, I'm going to say let's just toss a using in here and it should clear that up. And probably need to don't know if that would work, but no. That's not gonna work. Oh man, you reminded me. I need to add password in there. 1 2 3 4. All right. Let's ask ChatGPT to fix it. Come on, ChatGPT, tell me the answer. Tell me, Daddy, what's the answer? Don't I need a using? Is that using directive? All right. Don't I need a using directive? Apologies. for the oversight. You are correct. We need to be using a few additional using directives in the code to work correctly. Come on. Do it. Oh, okay. We got another library you got tossed in here. It looks a little different. Oh, there's a try catch. Let's see. That's not quite gonna fix it. What I'm saying. Other methods that are not included for brevity. Oh, man. With these using directives added, the code should work correctly. Remember to replace desired application. Alright. So... let's just take this. Where's that at? Was it down here? So this is the try catch right here. I feel like we could call that. Ooh. I think we call it from here. This will be our main. So string package name, it gets pulled in, and then that's the catch. So it'd be try remove package name like this. Terrible. Terrible. Remove app. What's wrong with that? Oh, no. I changed that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Big dummy. All right. It's close. Missing using directive, refused to missing using at the top of the file, not to be confused with the using statement instead of the methods. Oh, I totally confused the statements. My bad. Oh, that's right. I even said it when it was spitting it out. I was like, oh, look at those using. The using directives are up here. See, I always think of those as libraries. For some odd reason. I don't know why. Maybe it used to... Back in the day in the 90s, Steve, I did C++ for a couple years. Not long. Before I moved into system administration. And some of this is obviously way, way over my head. So I appreciate the help. All right, did we miss anything? I think we're still gonna get that assembly reference or using directive. Maybe Copilot. Does that work? It was worth a shot. I wanted to see if maybe Copilot would actually do something worth a damn. It's like, autofill, correct answer. No. Fun to try. It's close. All right, we got remove app. And I think that should call into here. Where does package manager come from? Is it a NuGet package you installed? I believe so. So the NuGet package we installed was a Microsoft Windows SDK contracts. So maybe ChatGPT's just given us the wrong package from NuGet to install for a dependency. It seems like it, but let's feed it the error and see what it says. Get user security ID missing. Okay, let's try this. Missing using directive. Let's just try and be as direct as possible. Oh, it's apologizing to me again. Okay, so it looked like it blended some UWP with a C# console. So that caused issues. Or is it just doing the circular logic? It feels like it's just spitting me in a circle here. Let's see what it gives me on this. Well, that does look different, actually. Well, that looks way different. What the hell? Right? Okay, well, the bottom part, not necessarily, but... Well, that's definitely different. QI said optimize itself, and then we had a 2-hour argument about what was stylistic. I usually just use it enough till I get some functional code, and then I try and clean it up until I break it. And then I'm like, okay, let me dial it back a little bit. So I usually grab it all, toss it in there. I'm like, okay, does this work? And then I get it working. And then I'm like, okay, let me remove all this extra crap that I don't think's needed. And then, does it work? Okay. And then kept going back and forth until I get it uniform with my other functions. And then usually that teaches me kind of what's going on. Although in this instance, this is at such a high level, I doubt I'll get a lot from it. But... So we still have the remove app. Looks like we're really, really cutting down on our using libraries here. That seems almost a little bit too good to be true. Oh, what do you think? A bloat remover. All the projects I see, Denny, from bloat removers and stuff, all use PowerShell. So the big thing here, Denny, is we're trying to basically make something that's extremely fast that doesn't even touch PowerShell. And I think that would be really amazing. Like, the amount we could do with it would be just totally sweet. But can we get there is the big question. Let's go right here. We're just gonna grab here and onward. Did it stop? It stopped pasting code after that. Did you? Yeah, it's just like, and I can't anymore. You gonna finish? I'm just like, come on, man. He was like, wait a second. You never finished. Look, it was like, and squirrel. It's like if I wrote code and I was an AI. Oh, man. Too funny. Too funny. I love it. Yeah, Win 10 bloat remover. Well, we can take a look at it real fast, Denny. Win 10. What was it? Bloat remover. Let's take a look at the code. Most times when I pull up these projects, it's all usually the same. Let's take a look at the source. What's the program CS look like? Well, this doesn't look too bad. UWP app removal entry. How's he doing it? Okay, let's just check. Operations. Ask for reboot. Browser opener. Edge remover. Where are you at? App group remover. Here we go. How's he doing it? Okay. Oh, it's in utils? Okay. Let's go source, utils, AppX remover. It looks like he's doing it through the UI. It looks like he's using the proper method, though. Not really following the code that much, though. Looks like he has two different methods. So he has the all users removal method. Huh. It's interesting. I might come back to that. That does look like he is using a different method. Most of them are just copy paste. That one is not, though. That does look legit. All right, what is this? Did we ever finally get this? Oh, okay, here we go. Interesting. Here we go. Remove app. I notice they're not doing remove package anymore, and might be one bracket too many on this copy, but we'll check it out. All right, so we have the remove app. We're going to remove this. Paste that in. Fix this. Oh, actually, that's all the way back there. All right, cool. Yeah, Minecraft server's still kicking, man. That server's been up for almost 2 years now, believe it or not. So we You got remove app, package name, grabs the package name, spits it over into the remove app up here, package name. What's going on here? No argument given that corresponds. Oh, that's weird. It says string.empty. String.empty. Package collection. So what's it sending that? I don't think I missed that call anywhere, right? Package.manager find packages for user. Yeah, I think. Oh, I see it now. Other methods not included for brevity, and it put it down here. So, oh, I got you. That's very odd. So it had 1, 2, 3. So it added this, it looks like. And without that, it messes up the call up here. Okay. Oh, that's why. Pre-made ISOs always will get you pretty much done. All right, I think I'm going to end it here today, guys. I'll figure out this. I think we really just... I'm going to change this package to... switch it up. I'm gonna see if maybe I can't just get up real early tomorrow and start streaming, so I can get to this, get worked through this, and maybe stream that night or something. I might game a little bit and do a Friday fun days usually, but I really don't want to end the week without fixing this remove app. So maybe I'll wake up early tomorrow and stream early then and get this finished out, because man, it's close. It's close. I just feel like there's a couple little things be good. Yeah, you see me on. I've been playing lots of Path of Exile lately, waiting for Diablo 4. I love my ARPGs. The method declaration has 5. Yeah, that's so weird. Why does it have 5 in the method declaration down here? Other methods not. So we have 1 for user security ID, and then we have 2 for family package, 3 package ID, 4 ID, and then 5. Wait, no, that's an out. That's, I don't even know what an out is. 5 out I package X. I don't know what that 5th is. Huh. Yeah, I got D2 resurrected for back when I was a huge Diablo 2 fan. Yeah, I'll check out those two. I think that's we're so close, so close. Oh, okay. out allows you to modify the value of the parameter so you can see it from outside the method. Okay. It is close. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll tackle it again tomorrow. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for the feedback there, Steve, too. Much appreciated, man. Yeah, there's so much to learn. So much to learn. Like I said, first week, I've gotten it to the point where I'm like, okay, I kind of understand the structure here. Learning these calls and just kind of rigging up a good project and it working the way I want it to without it being too janky is the big challenge for me. You know, ChatGPT would probably get you most of the way there, but the code would be like cobbled together. Like this function would use PowerShell, this function would use whatever using directive it wanted. It would just be so weird. There's so many times we had to correct it, but I feel like a lot of this has been really good. Those other functions besides the deep load are lightning fast. And it's just mainly getting these deep load apps down to a good level, using all the threads on the system and really just powering through so it doesn't just sit there and hang on the for loops on those stuff. I was really great. So yeah. Oh, dude, do Minecraft. Man, I haven't played Minecraft in forever. Well, thanks for stopping in, chatting, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get up early tomorrow. I don't think I have anything on the agenda. I probably do need to crank out a YouTube video for the channel before doing too much, but I might just skip a week and then just catch it up with next week, as I've been kind of obviously backseating YouTube a bit with some of the quality of content, or the comments I've got over there is just a little bit brutal. Where over here on Twitch, man, I run into so many really talented individuals that pop into chat. It's just kind of amazing. So thank you, y'all. Take it easy. See you tomorrow or next week when I'm streaming again. All right, y'all. Later.